Okay, Debbie, great news, and I'm sure you'll applaud this in a second. But we've got a new vaccine for COVID-19 from Moderna. It's called Spikevax Bivalent Original / Omicron, so this is an updated version of the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine that targets two coronavirus variants and is known as a bivalent vaccine. So this has now been approved by the MHRA. This is what June Rain had to say about that. She said, "I'm pleased to announce the approval of the Moderna bivalent booster vaccine, which was found in the clinical trial to provide a strong immune response against Omicron BA.1 variant, as well as the original 2020 strain. We have in place a comprehensive safety surveillance strategy for monitoring the safety of all UK approved COVID-19 vaccines, and this will include the vaccine approved today." So, Debbie, undoubtedly you're delighted with this news, and I'm sure you're reassured by June Rain's comments there.
Oh, of course, the safety regulator that isn't a safety regulator and who regulates the regulator. Yeah, this is what they call the bivalent. So this vaccine, which is actually gene technology in my book, so we shouldn't even be calling it a vaccine. But this solution is meant to deal with the original COVID variant and the Omicron, the BA.4 and the BA.5. Now, we must remember that this is only being rolled out in the UK. No other country is getting this as of yet. So the MHRA are experimenting with the British population first. And let's not forget, too, that Moderna have invested 1 billion into the UK because they're going to set up their next generation. And this is what this vaccine is. It's the next generation. No, I shouldn't say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said vaccine. The next generation injection, and the vaccine manufacturing and the biggest centre outside of the USA is going to be here in the United Kingdom. So this is extremely worrying. It's going to be offered to the over 50s first. You're not going to be guaranteed to get it. And if you don't get it, you'll get the ordinary Pfizer or Moderna, and children will get the Pfizer pediatric jab.
Well, let's just come on to that, because in parallel with this announcement, the JCVI have announced the plans for the autumn booster. So this is the autumn booster advice for adults aged 18 years and above. Moderna mRNA Spikevax bivalent that we've just been talking about. Other alternative is the Moderna mRNA Spikevax original. And then there's the Pfizer BioNTech mRNA original vaccine. And then they say that in exceptional circumstances, the Novavax Matrix M adjuvant wild-type vaccine may be used when no alternative clinically suitable UK-approved COVID-19 vaccine is available. And for people aged 12 to 17, you notice it's people aged 12 to 17. This is their words, not ours, not children. People aged 12 to 17, then Pfizer BioNTech mRNA original wild-type vaccine. For people aged 5 to 11 years, it's the Pfizer BioNTech mRNA original wild-type vaccine pediatric formulation, as Debbie says. So the language being changed here very much.
Of course it is, because the change of the language is part of the applied political psychology to ensure that this stuff is drilled into people's heads. Yeah.
Yes, and then just to end this off, everybody will be glad to know that the government released an update on the vaccination project against monkeypox in the UK. Now that more than 25,000 people have already been vaccinated to contain the monkeypox outbreak in the UK. So that's great news too, Debbie.
Oh yes, it's fantastic news. And let's not forget that this monkeypox vaccine is a smallpox vaccine. Smallpox, it's not what's designed for monkeypox. As far as I'm aware, only 2 people have died with monkeypox, and they were very seriously ill patients in Spain, as far as I'm aware.
Yes. Alex, thoughts?
Just to throw in that I have seen at least one photograph from Michigan of a man posing very beamingly in his car with a monkeypox vaccination card, and it has 4 courses, or slots for 4 courses of the jab, and he's had just the first one. So that may be technically inaccurate, but it's probably going to become quite widespread that people are saying that they have got their monkeypox jabs.
Okay,
great. Well, Debbie, let's bring you on some of the detail that you've given us, and you're particularly pleased that you've been invited back into the MHRA board meeting circle. This is a pretty exclusive club.
Oh, I'm delighted. I mean, you can imagine I was absolutely, my eyes lit up when I saw the Eventbrite. If anybody wants to join me, I'd be more than happy for you to join. I shall be asking questions at the MHRA board meeting. Haven't had answers to the previous two board meetings, but we'll give it another go. But if you want to register up for it, it's on September the 20th from 10:30, I think, till 12:45. So book your ticket now.
Okay, excellent. And of course, you're going to be able to ask a number of things, or at least we hope you are, if you're not censored into silence. But where are the yellow cards? This is the key issue.
Well, yes, and thank you very much indeed to Jane, who's written into us to say that after listening to what we were saying before about the fact that some people's yellow card reports appear to have been deactivated by the MHRA, Jane herself found that hers has disappeared. So we're in contact with her, and we've advised her to contact Dame June Rain and the MHRA to find out where her yellow card report is. And of course, we'll be featuring an amazing gentleman tomorrow, Wayne, who's vaccine injured. And he had written to Dame June Rain as well to say, I'm still here, basically. How are you going to help me? What are you going to do? As of yet, they've sent him back a letter from Alison Cave asking him a load more questions, which really he's extremely weak. So it's navigating all of this correspondence with the MHRA is difficult. And then she ends off the email, basically signed off. If you've got any other questions, get in contact, but no offer of help. So these people are literally being erased. The MHRA, as I've said before, are only publishing their data every month. People aren't seeming to talk about the serious adverse reactions anymore, and it's as if they don't want them to exist. Well, we still very much want to focus in on people that are suffering with serious adverse reactions, and we intend to stay on the case with the MHRA, the Commission for Human Medicines, and anyone else that will listen to us.
Okay, Debbie, and of course this business about the government or the MHRA paying no attention to the vaccine injury, this is sort of growing. So you've got a couple of statements or a couple of letters in relation to the MHRA and vaccine injury here.
Yeah, well, this is I think the reply that Wayne has received as a result of constantly contacting the MHRA and saying how ill he was and how he'd received no help, nothing with regards to the vaccine damage payment, not even any acknowledgement, nobody had been to see him. And so that was his response, and he's still sitting there waiting for answers, still ignored and invisible, but not to us.
Right. And of course, we can stress to our audience once again that it's not just members of the public that are being stalled by the MHRA, because they're also refusing to ask questions from ministers who should get more or less instantaneous reply. So the MHRA has become a law unto itself, it would seem. And you've also got this one, Moderna Super Jab launched UK first. So more and more vaccines coming through the pipeline, it appears.
Well, yeah, that was again what Mike was mentioning earlier, this the Moderna jab. But just to add very quickly onto that, because we've already really discussed it, but Pfizer have got one lined up for us too. So, and let's not forget Pfizer. Pfizer are Pfizer BioNTech, and the BioNTech is very important in all of this. So they've got a bivalent coming up as well. But meanwhile, we've got more. We've got on the flip side, we've got Evusheld, which we've been talking about on the column for absolutely ages. The MHRA actually approved Evusheld, but now all of a sudden they've put it on hold. They seem to be talking about the fact that they don't think that it's suitable for Omicron, and therefore, it's not going to be cost effective. Nobody's talking about the safety effectiveness of this, because this is actually an antiviral monoclonal antibody. So this is, in my opinion, a very dangerous injection. But apparently it costs £1,500 per year per patient. and the cost effectiveness is not seen to be very good. So they're shelving it for the minute. But that's meant to be only for vulnerable people, worryingly.
Okay.